Get my number?
Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, what an awesome weekend. The weather Saturday was beautiful. It was warm, but uh,
Warm.
but beautiful
Warm.
for a mid-September day.
Yes, sir. Nice warm weather. Uh, Everybody's out enjoying it. We're pretty busy Saturday.
Oh yeah, but we also had a special event Saturday too.
We did have a special event, a very good special event. You know, I'm glad to see it go down.
Oh yeah, most definitely. For those who don't know, Dad turned Dennis, my dad, turned 80 on Saturday, so we had a little get together for him there at the park. And he was just completely in his element, and it was a blessing to see all the folks who, some of the old divers that, used to come to the quarry that have kind of slowed down, come out and, visit with him. And that was just, it was an awesome sight.
Yeah, I was talking to a few of them myself, and I was like, they seen the T Rex was kind of dismantled in the back by, and they're like, "When'd you all get that? You all getting ready to put it up?" Like, no, we actually took it out for refurbishment. Oh, I've been here so long.
Yeah. Well, and the most common comment that I heard Saturday from several of them was, bragging about the pavilion area. How big it is now. All the tables and everything. So, it was a great time. Dad, like I said, was in his element. It was really funny because if you were there on Saturday, we had a huge cake for him, and it had blue icing on it, and it was very easy to see who all had a piece of cake because their lips and mouth were blue.
Oh yeah, you smile, and those teeth teeth would be. Everybody was UK fans apparently. Those pearly whites weren't pearly anymore. They're UK blue.
Oh, well, it definitely was. There for a couple of seconds because he's on oxygen, so he already has a hard time breathing. And one of the indications is blue lips, and it's like, okay, is that the icing or is so? But no, it was a great time. Lots of talk of the old days diving. The old days of the park and everything. So great time. I think everybody had a blast.
Yeah, we even had a good time afterwards. Cowboy pulled out a occasion favorite. We had a shrimp boil at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. What a way to finish off a diving day than a shrimp boil, for dinner.
Yeah. So another fun-filled Saturday. You never know what's gonna happen.
No, even some of our night divers partook in the
Yeah,
dinner
we had
festi-
plenty.
yeah, the dinner festivities. So, yeah, it was a great Saturday. Rained a little bit Sunday morning, but that didn't stop the divers from jumping in. It really, it didn't mess with the conditions all that much. So, definitely a great weekend. Of course, we are getting into the fall season. And I know last week we talked about servicing equipment, reasons why, and, some of those nice photos that I have from regulator services past that weren't in the greatest of shape. But, figured we would get in since it is close to the end of the season, water's cooling down, talk about some things we can do over the winter, specialty classes and stuff that you can take. If you just getting certified, and I know we had I think 4 this weekend that just got their open water certification. It's hard to fit specialty classes in the wintertime unless you're dry suit certified. So, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is with the water cooling down, specialty certifications just to kind of get thinking, well, what classes do I need or what classes can I take next? Kind of mentality because, if you're planning on furthering your diving education in 2026, now's a really good time to start thinking, what do I really want to do?
Yeah, we had a lot of people in this weekend actually asking that same question.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, we're not done yet. We
No.
still got October to get through. That I mean, think of what we can just get through in October. You can definitely get your nitrox done.
Hmm.
Halloween hunt will be a great one to do your night limited viz.
We've already got 2 students doing that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they signed up this weekend.
So, I mean, still the opportunities. If you're interested, just
Yep.
reach out. We'll make a list. If we got enough people, hey, we'll open up the class and say, let's go.
Yeah. Well, and especially, if you're not one of our students, check with your local dive center. I mean, because,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of dive centers will continue classes. If it's too cold here, they head to Florida. We do the same thing. So, we go for a little bit warmer water, but, just get in your mind, what kind of classes, hey, JoJo, you moved.
I need to find a better camera setup.
Oh, you're almost there. There you go. Stop.
Almost there. Don't touch anything, right?
Yeah, just stop. All right. All right. Looks like Mike made it tonight. Did you hear his story this weekend?
I've heard a lot of
Mike
stories.
Schutz. He was going to watch us on Monday night, and he went inside.
Oh
And then,
yeah.
yeah. So
Showed up on Tuesday.
I sent him a text message just reminding him today was Monday. So good evening, Mike.
Do we got comments? Because I don't know yet. I haven't seen.
Oh yeah. All right. So can you see the chats tonight?
Well, I just had to switch over from off my kids' YouTube again. And I haven't I don't see anybody. I probably just got the yeah. I don't like it. That's what I want to see. Yep, I see Mike.
You got them. All right, good deal. So now you can keep up with them just like I can. But what's some good classes? That's one of the questions I get. What's some good classes that I can take? And really it boils down. What do you like? I had a student this weekend that signed up for 4 specialty classes, and so talking with her, she enjoys photography. So one good specialty class would be underwater photography. So really, it just depends. If you want to extend your diving season, start earlier in the season, stay later in the season. Dry suit. I mean, it makes perfect sense. So a lot of things to consider. Full face mask. I mean, there's a plethora of specialty classes that you can take. That will keep you diving, especially in the winter months.
Yeah, diving in the winter is not too bad. You can handle
If you got a dry suit, you can do it here. Now, I would rather, take the 8-hour ride to North Florida, you know.
yeah, well, I'm hoping that becomes more of a occurrence as things grow. So.
JoJo don't like being out of the water longer than a couple weeks. His gills start drying up, and he has this nasty allergic reaction to air. I don't know what it is.
If I didn't, my goal was to get in the water Saturday afternoon, but I just felt so bad. It's like I'm probably gonna do more damage than I am good. So
So when we talk about specialty classes, you have to think: is there any additional equipment that I may need? And so, and it depends what specialty class you're doing. Nitrox, not really. We do recommend having your own analyzer, so that if you're out on a boat or you're going shore diving or whatnot, whoever you're renting from, you may analyze it a day or two beforehand before you actually dive. So having your own analyzer is a good idea. It's not a necessity, but it is a good idea. Um, if if wherever you're getting nitrox from does not have an analyzer, definitely have your own.
that you don't know. I mean, I've seen plenty of them. Their analyzers just sitting on the the railing of by the
Oh yeah.
dive shop, just tied off to the railing. You don't know who's been there using it, abusing it. You know how easy it is to blow one of those O2 sensors out just by putting too much air through it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so having one of your own is definitely a good idea.
Oh yeah. Well, and not only just nitrox, but if you're thinking about night limited visibility, a couple things you're gonna have are your flashlights. You're gonna have your primary. You're gonna have to have a backup. And some people elect to do the chem sticks, the glow sticks, on their tank as a tank marker. Some people use the electronic ones where you can reuse them over and over, just change the batteries. So there's actually 3 lights required for the night certification. Um, Another class, we talked about just a second ago, dry suit. You don't have to own a dry suit to get dry suit certified. You do have to go through and have somebody who has them that you can rent to, to be able to do it. So those are just some things to think about. Other classes that you could take are like the ecology classes. You know,
Oh yeah, I thought about doing that. Just we'll buy a webinar
oh yeah,
or sit, let's just sign up for college class. Well, we could do those right here on safety stuff.
oh yeah, most definitely. Just the ecology programs, just to, I mean, and they're good because you learn more about the marine life in the ocean. So on that next bucket list trip that you do, you'll be able to point out, oh, I remember seeing that. That's and call it out. So good programs, several different ones to do though.
Yeah. I wish we had one a little bit more toward our area, but there's so many of the Blue Earth programs, the cleanup and restoration of help our environment. That's one thing they're all geared more towards the coast than they are us. That'd be great to have one for inland diving. So,
Yeah, yeah. Jordan's on here too. Good evening, Jordan. Says navigation's always a good one, and I'll agree. Navigation is, especially if you're going to be doing shore diving and not have a guide. Shore navigation is, you need to know how to navigate. Very
I
good
mean, you don't even
class.
have to be on the shore. You can be on a boat. I mean,
Yeah,
Belize was my perfect. It's like everybody was worried about losing the boat, because we're bored off. And like, we're just gonna follow him because we're afraid to get lost.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. It looks like Steve Stormer has joined us. Good evening. Uh, you know, my favorite class. Frank's in here too. Good evening. My favorite class to teach and just watch is rescue, the stress and rescue program. To me that is it's an intense class, but it's a fun class.
That was my favorite. I love Chris.
You just like playing the victim.
I am mean to everybody that comes through
It,
there.
I tell you, if you've never done a class with JoJo, especially like stress and rescue, when JoJo's the victim, if you get close to him on the surface, you're getting dunked. Just so you know, if you get close to him.
But can you imagine take taking my fat butt out of the water on a stretcher? That's not the easiest thing either.
Oh yeah, yeah. But there's a lot of people. Let me back up. I know SSI's been doing it for several years. I think Patty's doing it now, but a lot of the training agencies are starting to really get behind like their version of a master diver challenge. And so by earning your specialties, working your way, if you're not already a master diver, if you complete your master diver within that calendar year, you get your name gets entered into drawings for different trips. So, I know SSI. Here's the way SSI does it. If you obtain your specialty diver, which is two specialty classes, you get like a Florida trip. Like a week in Florida, whatnot. If you do your advanced, then it's a little bit. It's I don't remember. I think it's like a. I haven't looked at it this year, but it's like a. Uh, I don't know if it's a Caribbean trip or if it's another like Keys trip. But the big one, if you get your master diver, it is a like all inclusive for you and a dive buddy to go and spend a week, in tropical paradise. So different agencies are doing different things to promote, obtaining the black belt of scuba diving, which is your master diver rating.
Yeah, I think it was a liveaboard the year I climbed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was funny because like February, and I'm waiting for the drawing to come around. I'm actually looking for the name. Did I win? Did I win?
Well, I mean, there's been, for SSI, I know there's been a few around us, within 200 or 300 miles. I think there was a winner a year or two ago from Chattanooga. I think somebody from Indianapolis area. So, you know, if you complete it and your name it gets put in the drawing, I mean, you've got just as good a chance as anybody else. So, you know, and it's a great way. Hey, I take classes if I've got a chance to win a dive trip for a week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're looking at doing spending the money and doing it anyway. You might as well try to win a free trip out of it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, and that's something else too. And I know SSI does it automatically. So when that certification gets put in and you obtain your master diver, your name automatically goes in. There's nothing that you have to do. It automatically goes in. And I know January is when they hold the drawing. So you know, so another little tidbit to, entice furthering your diving education. Plus, it never hurts to know stuff.
No, and then I thought this was cool. Is just for doing that, get these
Oh, yeah.
master points. So,
The Master Diver coin.
I mean, then that's just for doing that. It doesn't cost you anything. That's included with just getting there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And another fun specialty that I enjoy, of course, I like to know how things work. And the like science of diving for SSI is the physics and physiology behind scuba. And so, you really dive into the gas laws and the Archimedes principle and all of that, and it's really informative if you're one of those who like to know how things work. The science of diving. I know Patty includes their physics and physiology in the Dive Master program. So, that's another thing, if you're interested and you're already a master diver, then, take the next step and become a dive master. Now you can, you know, lead trips and help with students. And, so there's several things dive masters can do.
hmm yeah, being a dive master is fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much you make sure everybody's safe, but you get to also enjoy the dive as well.
Oh, yeah. And uh, as far as the dive masters, some of them lead dive trips. I mean, you went to Belize in February, led an aggressor trip. So,
Yep.
just depending on who you're affiliated with, what they allow you to do, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I've really used that dive master certification to handle all these trips. I like it. I think it's
Oh yeah. Well, when you talk about the professional realm, and I'm kind of getting a little outside of the topic, of specialty classes, but you've got to have specialties to get to the dive professional levels.
yeah.
And
I would pay for somebody to try to teach me, and if I've never done it before,
there was what?
then I would hate for somebody to try to teach me if they've never done it.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of funny how that would work. You read out of a book. Okay, have you done one? No, but it says here. Yeah, it doesn't always go by the textbook. Just so you know. But now done. My train derailed again. It's a Monday. Uh, yeah. Where was I going to, JoJo?
You're going just a hair off into the professional realm.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah.
you're
Getting into the professional realm. Talking about dive master, instructor, either one. If you're assisting with classes as a dive master or you're teaching as an instructor, probably one of the most effective, or I say effective, the most satisfying looks that I look for is that moment when it clicks with a student. It just like, and they get it. And, all of the doubt and everything, it's just like a light bulb comes on and boom, from that moment, I mean, they're just, knocking it out of the park. And that is what, is really satisfying to me, knowing that, I have just shared the love of scuba with somebody else and they have discovered it.
Yeah. I mean, we just did this with my daughter. You know, last year she she didn't like the idea of going. To the top of the quarantiner. It really just it freaked her out going down. We don't know why, but it was just her issue. So I ordered just some little sinking gems off of Amazon, and I went, well, here we're going over here and on the little kiddie pool there. We're going to just spread these out. You're going to go find them. Well, she didn't realize that I kind of took them down the little ramp there to about 10 feet of water as she was collecting them. When she got down there, I was like, "Hey, look up," and she looked up, and that fear was now gone, and the love of diving had just been seeded in.
Oh yeah. Now you can't keep her out of the water.
God, she's like, "Hey, she's a fish. When can I go diving again?"
Oh goodness. And I'm sure, and I don't think I asked it last week. But how did she like the aquarium?
That's her. That's right now. That's her top dive list. Her top dive right
That's her top dive is the aquarium. Well, all right. I just sat
there.
here and I just thought about that.
Yeah, not that she has got too many experiences yet, but right now that's sitting at the top of her list.
Oh yeah. Well, she's got, you know, a long time to enjoy diving. So, I was certified at a young age. JoJo was certified at a young age. And, so we've got several years. What are you now? Like right at 20 something years certified?
Yeah, 2002. So
Okay. So 23.
yeah,
23 years. Yeah. So, so combined here, JoJo, we're talking about 50, 55 years, 56 years of combined experience. Just me and you talking.
yeah. Well, let's throw Brian into this mix. Let's really get
Oh
him
yeah,
going.
yeah. Well, that's going to jump it up because he's been diving a year longer than I have. So now you're pushing like almost 90 years, just the three of us.
We
So
almost broke 100 years just in three people.
almost, yeah. Well, and if you throw, even though he's not teaching anymore, if you throw Dad in the mix, yeah, it's because he's, oh Lord, 60 years, yeah, right at 60 years of diving when he had to retire. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of diving knowledge, and she's going to be able to do the exact same thing because
Oh,
she got certified at a young age.
she's years ahead of me already. Just a little time being in the community, which I did not grow up in, was the community. So she's having that benefit.
Oh yeah. Well, I can tell you from experience, it is truly a benefit because I grew up in it. Dad, which like I said, he got certified in 1964, or no, I'm sorry, 1967. He graduated high school in 64. So, you know, I grew up around it. So,
May was catching the whatever charter I could get when I can con my parents into letting me skip out on what activity was going on the family vacation.
oh yeah, most definitely. Oh,
I learned how to dive for strangers at a young age.
yeah. Well, like now until you're 15, you have to dive with a parent or a dive master or a dive professional.
Wasn't
And
like that.
Yeah, it wasn't like that when I was, uh, when I got certified. It was I had to dive with somebody who was over 18.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that rule. So it's pretty much anybody on the boat I can get on.
Oh yeah, yeah. You had to be at least an adult at 18. There was no, a parent or dive professional. It was okay. You're certified, but you can't dive with another 13, 14 year old. You have to dive with someone who's an adult. It's like okay,
I can
but yeah,
remember when the octo wasn't even mandatory.
the what?
So the octo wasn't even mandatory.
Me and somebody was having that conversation just the other day, actually, talking about what had changed in the training, and they hadn't dove in several years. Kind of one of those things back in the late '90s that they got out of diving and was thinking about getting back into it. So we actually had that conversation. The skill was called buddy breathing,
Yep. Yeah.
and for those who have been certified long enough and who had to do that skill,
Yeah.
you will
Yeah.
never forget. You would take your regulator and you would share it. So you'd take a breath and then you'd pass it. Oh, sorry, I'm getting in the camera. You'd pass it off, and then your buddy would take a breath and then you'd stick it back in your mouth. You take a breath, and you've done that all the way to the surface.
Yeah, that's how you did it.
Oh yeah,
Imagine doing that in an out of air scenario.
oh yeah,
Super cool that scenario.
yep. And even then, I mean, I remember when I got certified, we had octos on our regulators.
Oh, we had them too, but it just wasn't one of the
Yeah,
mandatory.
it
You
wasn't
couldn't
taught
buy
that
yourself
way.
without it.
It's like, here, pass off, buddy, breathe. Now you do your air sharing by passing off your octo. Okay, well, why are we doing it this way if I've got this way? And eventually they did take that out, but it's kind of interesting. But really, I mean, even in the open water, not a lot has changed as far as the skill set, in the 30 plus years that I've been diving. Yeah, not a lot's
No,
changed.
you still clear your mask. Dump your
Yep.
weight belts or your weight pockets. Those are all
Yeah, the
as
weight
they
belt, the
go.
computers, that's the biggest changes in the open water programs across all agencies.
Stuff's
Um,
still the same.
huh?
Dump a weight belt. Dump your pocket.
Oh
Stuff's
yeah.
still the
Oh,
same.
I was the biggest fan of integrated weights whenever it come out.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, most definitely was the biggest fan because, I had a problem keeping a weight belt on. It always wanted to go down to my feet because there was nothing back there to hold it up. So every time I jump in, where did my weight belt go? Down to my ankles. I got tired of it, really.
Those
And
things always got loose. You're always tightening them up when you started your dive.
oh yeah. Well, it finally got to the point that we developed a suspender system that I could lace it through so that when I jumped in, that it would stay put. And then, of course, the weight integration started catching on. And once I got my first weight integrated BC, I haven't even looked back at a weight belt. People ask, hey, do you have a weight belt I can rent? What's a weight belt?
I mean, they ain't taking enough start. We don't go a step further into side mount stuff. Just start dipping into tech. You don't have removable weights
Oh yeah.
anymore. Your skills are supposed to be tuned up so much that that safety net is now gone, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever jumped in the water with 30 pounds of weight with no tanks on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I have. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, no. I mean, even the science behind it says, you're going to work to stay afloat, unless you're in a dry suit. Then you might have a chance.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that dry suit needs some air in it.
Oh
What we do
yeah,
with the
most
dry sand when we
definitely.
get in the water, we
Oh
empty
yeah,
the air.
yeah, exactly. Just depend. Of course, weighting is something that just depends on configuration. Your weight's going to be different if you're diving freshwater, saltwater. Your weight's going to be different if you're diving wetsuit, dry suit, no suit. And I'm going to dip into this one here a little bit. That's what I like so much about the Avelo system is that I don't have to have any weight on if I'm just in a rash guard and shorts. I use no weight. And,
Fine.
that is like phenomenal because if I'm in my traditional scuba and rash guard and shorts, I've got 12 pounds on if I'm in aluminum. I've got 6 pounds. Yeah, 6 pounds if I'm in my steel.
Yeah, I'm 18 pounds on back.
Yeah.
So, a lot of weight. It goes up more with more tanks and dry suits and all that good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Well, in the ocean, in traditional scuba, with a aluminum 100, I'm at 22 pounds in the ocean. That's no wetsuit. That's no dry suit. That is rash guard and shorts in the ocean. 22 pounds.
The, it's just hard to maintain this great physical physique we do all the time.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't need that much weight.
Oh yeah. But you look at it on this aspect. If like open water students, when they get out, the more dives a new diver gets, the more comfortable they get, the better their breathing gets, the more weight they can drop because they're overweighted,
Oh,
from the
yeah,
start.
from the get go, open water's over. They hold too much air.
They
They
do.
hold too much in their lungs. They don't know
Yep.
how to drain their breaths properly. They don't realize how to get rid of that last air pocket in their wetsuit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's I have a lot of new divers who ask me, as far as when they come into the park and they're renting equipment, and they say we need weights. Well, how much do you need? Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, did you record it in your logbook? Because if you put it in your logbook, then you can always go back and look. And that's one good thing I love about logbooks. Throughout your training and everything, you can document everything. And, especially if you haven't dove in 4 or 5 years and you do a refresher. Now, what did I use back then? You can look it up and get a starting point. I'm not going to say that your weighting's going to be the same. Physiological changes to the body. You may gain some weight, you may lose some weight, whatnot. It can differ. But at least it gives you a starting point. Hey, well, I was this, but I was also, I weighed this much. So it gives you a base to start from.
Yeah, the aquarium we just did. I didn't have enough weight on me. Now they didn't ask for how much weight. They took my body mass and my height. Got them in the ballpark, but it was not accurate. I still had to add weight to me. But they wouldn't have known that. Now, if they would have asked, I was like, I need this
Yeah.
much.
Oh yeah. So and again, like I said, if you do a different equipment configuration, more than likely you're going to have to add or subtract weight. The easiest way to calculate, and this is how I do it, with a 7 mil suit, basically 10% of your body weight. That's a 7 mil suit. So if we're doing 10% at a 7 mil, 5%'s gonna be, roughly around what 6 to 7% of your body weight. I typically figure it at about 7%. If you're in a 3 mil, you're gonna be about 4% in that neighborhood. So you got to have a base to start with, and it depends on what you're diving with.
Fitting is important. That leads us to the next class that's very good to take. Perfect buoyancy.
Perfect buoyancy. Exactly. And perfect buoyancy, peak performance buoyancy. Whichever agency you're training with, they have a buoyancy class. SSI's perfect buoyancy, and it's a very good class for new divers just coming out of open water class to take, because it just focuses on getting you in the range for your buoyancy, teaches you how to use your BC more to get in that range and fine tune it with your breathing.
Yes. Then you talked about that photography class. Now you got to make that buoyancy work on your camera as well. You put a camera in your hand and watch everybody go head first into the dirt. You know.
Well, and with underwater photography, it's like anything else. It is an art. Some people are better at it than others. I know there's a ton more better at it than me. But I do it as a hobbyist. I don't do it professional. I don't have the big professional rig or anything. But I've been doing it long enough. There's tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that has drastically improved the quality of the photos that I take. And but yeah, you're exactly right. Buoyancy is very important when you're doing underwater photography, especially on the reefs.
Yeah. Also, I'll take another segue on this DPVs because I know somebody who couldn't hold their buoyancy on a DPV and ran that into the dirt.
We're not going to call any names, are we? If you've seen the movie Wild Hogs, it was yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, wild hogfish. That's all I'm going to say. Wild hogfish.
The only person I know that ran their freaking DPV into the ground.
I believe he has a sticker on it now that says dive bomber.
Yeah, I think so too. You need to take that perfect buoyancy class with it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, real quick here, guys. I'm gonna take a moment here. Since we are doing this on our YouTube channel, no longer on Facebook, if you would take a quick second, hit that subscribe button for us. It's going to notify you when we come online, when we do these lives on Monday night, so that you hopefully don't miss it and tune in on Tuesday night. You'll get the notification that we're live, and you can tune in and chat with us. Haven't had a whole lot of chat conversation tonight, so no, not a lot of. That's Emily's in here,
Yeah, Emily's in here.
so
I'm showing 6 people watching, so there's me, there's
oh yeah,
Mike, there's Frank, there's Emily.
oh
See,
yeah,
everybody's in here. At least said hi. Hi, everybody.
hello. But back on topic of training and specialties and stuff. Yeah, DPV. I mean, yeah, of course, this day and age, and I hate to say it, but it happened our very first open water class. Now they turned out to be great divers, and I'm not knocking them at all, but they showed up with their own dive gear. Like I'm talking regulators,
Oh,
BCs,
yeah,
their own dive gear, and
yeah, I remember
that's you know that's great if you want to train in your own gear. But knowing what kind of gear, entry level to get is very important. And like I said, this Frank says, where is that button? It's on there somewhere, Frank. It should be right below us. It should say
that. Little thumb.
subscribe.
Get it up.
That's the like button.
That's the like button, and then you got a
Let's
little
see.
bell on the other side. Let you know of notifications.
Yeah, well, I have a different view than you guys because I'm on the creator side, the studio side. So
On the screen, left side, there's a bell. You can get that to get notifications. On the
Yeah.
right side, you got a thumb us up, and let us know you like us. And you can also share it.
Um. Okay. Well, we got two. Well, there should have been. Okay. Hold on. I'm hearing myself on the video because as it's playing. So, I thought it
You
had a
know,
subscribe button.
there's hospitals that can help
What's that?
with the hearing voices of yourself talking.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, there's one right down from the park. um, yeah, Okay. There used to be a button just below us right here that said subscribe, and the only thing I'm seeing is edit and analytics. So it may be something where I'm actually live on it. So I don't know. I'll find out and let you know, Frank. uh, I bet. Let's see. Uh, I was looking on the main channel page, uh, but I don't even see. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
no.
going to have to play
Your
with it.
dad says he needs help too. Well, if we told him we can't help him with the help he needs.
Yeah. All right. Who said that? Oh.
Dad said he needs help.
If they see a bell notification setting, then you're already subscribed. Okay. I don't know. I may be subscribed. I don't know. Dad needs help. Trust me, I need help too. But at least it's good to see that he's on here. I tried to done the Facebook post so that all you had to do is click the link and it would bring you to it. Or bring you to the channel. And then you could actually click the live video to see us. So we'll get through it. It's this is only our third episode here on YouTube, or exclusively on YouTube, I should say. But yeah, so uh, let's see. All right, I was just catching up on the comments.
Anyway, the DPV world has gotten a lot easier to get into
It
as
has.
well.
I mean, it really
So,
has. Those little Lafitte scooters. Let me tell you, I've used big scooters. I've used the little Lafitte scooters. Big scooters are a little bit more powerful. They'll last longer. But for what they are, I mean, those Lafitte scooters, do your DPV class, those Lafitte scooters will perform flawlessly.
yes, and you can travel with, which is really cool part.
Oh, yeah. I'm, al- I'm already planning to take 3 to Roatan with us, so
Yes,
most
hug
definitely.
on. Oh, I ain't going to rotate, darn it.
Yeah, and that means
Better
I
put
won't
up
leave
on
them.
air.
That means that I won't be leaving them at the quarry for you to play with while we're in Roatan either, because they're going with me.
Oh, that means I'm going to have to pull out the Sea-Doo ones, ain't I?
Yeah. Hey, those are fun too.
They are fun, but I'd rather have the little foot ones, tell you the truth, over the
Oh
Sea-Doo.
yeah. So we have been sitting here talking about all these different specialty classes. Um, you know, full face. I absolutely love diving with my full face mask. It is just like I'm sitting here breathing, looking around. If you've got the communications, you can talk to each other. You know, one of the hardest things for us to do as adults is breathe through our mouth. That's one of the hardest things open water students have an issue with because we're used to breathing through our nose. And so, with the full face mask, guess what? I can breathe through my nose. I can breathe through my mouth. I can talk. I can do everything I'm doing right now in my full face.
And you can equalize a lot easier, too.
You
So,
can. Yeah. It really is. That it is. So there's a plethora of specialty classes out there. Um, Ice diving, we don't have ice, but you can take an ice diving class somewhere that has ice. What's the big thing they do? I think it's in January or February. Uh, the ice hole festival or something up in Iowa, and it's a
Yeah,
big event.
yeah. Everybody like cuts a big hole and likes to go jump in the water in the middle of freaking
Oh yeah, I
February.
mean they
Well, thank you.
literally, it is a big event that several manufacturers sponsor. Different dive shops help sponsor it, and it's a big weekend event where they go and they dive this lake that they have cut holes into to be able to get to the water and go diving. So, I believe it is, I believe it's in January, if I'm not mistaken. It may be early February. Um, and if anybody wants to comment, I'm not that up on it because I try to take the temperature the opposite direction, uh, mainly
We, we,
because, huh?
we like 80, 80, 80, not 32, 32, 32.
Well, if I had a properly fitted dry suit, you know, that would help out tremendously. But I'm the type of diver. If I'm going to have to fight to put on a wetsuit, I'm going dry. Because if I had to fight the exact same amount and I can stay dry, I'm happy.
Yes,
That.
good fitting dress. It's even easier to get in than a wetsuit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, even the fourth element suits. Jordan just got his in a couple 3 weeks ago, and he absolutely loves it. I don't know if he's still on or not, but he absolutely loves it. He says it goes on a whole lot easier. Of course, it's a custom fit suit. So, it's made for him. And he said he absolutely loves it. A whole lot easier than getting into his old USIA suit. So, I'll tell you, my dry suit is 17 years old. So, in another year, it'll be able to vote. So, so it's about time for about time to upgrade.
Hey, I know you need to order that nice fourth element one with that laser fitting stuff.
Oh yeah,
Just take pictures of yourself and you got a custom suit.
the biomapping is what they call it. Yeah, it's not even laser. I mean, it's two pictures: a front picture, a side picture. Actually, I am doing that in November down in Orlando at the DEMA show. They'll be there, and so that's where I'm planning on putting my new dry suit order in. Is at DEMA in hopes that I'll have it for April.
Yeah. We missed the whole winter season though.
Well, it's okay. One more's not going to kill me. At least I'll have it for April and I can jump in. And Dad says you can play golf underwater whenever you're ice diving.
Ping pong balls.
Ping pong balls. Yep, that is correct. Invert, stand on the bottom of the ice, and sit there and whack your ping pong balls across ice. Hey, gotta have something fun to do.
Have you seen that one where they're dumping air? They got wheelbarrows and they're inverted and they got air in the air in the wheelbarrows and they're walking across the ice
With the wheelbarrow.
with the
I haven't
wheelbarrows. They
seen
get
that.
to the end and they
But hey,
dump the
it
air.
it makes a great dive bell.
That too. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes a great dive bell. But yeah, go golfing underwater. That should be a distinctive specialty. You have your ice diver certification with a distinctive specialty in ice diving, golf playing, or golfing.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do that. And we got some amazing wrecks up there in the Great Lakes. Really,
Oh yeah, most
about the only
definitely.
way you're going to get to them is with the dress.
Yeah, yeah, you are correct. But we're starting to get into the period of the season where thicker wetsuits are going to be recommended. Right now, we're recommending 5 mils still, but depending on how the weather changes, the 1st of October, it may be cooled down enough. It's time for the 7 mils or dry suits if you get cold. So, you know, now is a great time to take a dry suit class. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not too hot during the day that you're going to burn up, but not too cold that you're going
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
find out before the cold does hit.
Well, and not only that, we've got the Underwater Halloween Fest coming up the 25th and 26th of October, which I can almost guarantee you it's going to be chilly. And I'm not talking about what Cowboy's going to be making that on the night of the 25th. It's going to be cold. Uh,
We are a little bit colder, I believe, this
oh
time
yeah,
right
yeah,
now where we're at.
and so it's definitely uh, going to be 5 mil hood and gloves, 7 mil uh, type of temperatures. So be prepared. If you're going to be coming out doing the zombie apocalypse diver, if you're going to do the haunted night dive, of course the sun's down during the night dive, so you're not going to be able to warm up as quick. So just make sure you stay warm.
Like, yeah,
Mike says
I'll
heated vest.
eat a mess. Yeah.
Emily says they're out. Frank says it's supposed to be clear and about 80
Here,
degrees this weekend. Well, I hope so. I absolutely love beautiful weekends.
uh,
All
yep,
right.
another great weekend coming up just around the corner, and we
Just
are
around the corner.
counting down very quickly to the end of the season. So,
Oh, yeah.
so
Well,
excited.
and I will actually be in the water this weekend. Uh, Dad says boat coats are great. Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's got a new one. That and I between boat coats and blankie
Blanky hoodies.
hoodies. I'm the pink marshmallow. I'm running around him when I
That
soak
you
my
are.
wife.
Yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, I'll be in the water this weekend. We are Wally and myself are doing the Avelo instructor program. So we will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will be going through class. I get to play student again. Woohoo! So
Play or you will be a student.
no, I will be a student. I mean, you know, I'm still learning.
Playing students, what I'm going to do this February.
Yeah, exactly. Emily says, due to high demand and supply, there's no restock date. She's talking about the heated vest. She can't.
Yes,
She has been trying to find a Venture Heat heated vest, and they do not have them in stock.
yes. So it's the beginning of the spring season. They go into stock. You gotta grab. Them. Yeah, I
So
learned that
basically, they make them one time a year, and that's it.
pretty much.
Oh.
I got the I signed up for their email when it did because they were out of stock when I was trying to get one, and I waited for that email. And they said in stock, and that's when I bought it. It was spring,
Yeah.
early spring.
All right, JoJo, it is 8:55. Do you have any final thoughts for us for this evening?
It was a fun weekend. Happy birthday, Mr. Dennis! I know you're on here. Uh, look like you're just in your element this weekend. Blue teeth and all. So again, happy birthday! Glad to see you. We always enjoy when you come down and visit. We miss you down there. Other than that, let's have another great weekend.
Oh yeah, and the season's not over with. We still got plenty of weekends left to come make a splash, log some dives, have some fun before the water gets really too cold. Um, so yeah, plenty of time. Let's see, skip venture heat and do a full suit. Well, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, but they don't make. Well, she's got a dry suit. They don't make the venture heats for a wetsuit. Full suit. That's the downside.
Yeah.
Venture Heat does sell one for your wetsuit, which is a big
Yeah,
deal.
they're the only ones that I've seen that does both wet and dry. So
And I thought it was funny as we're talking about temperatures and stuff, and on my computer pops up temperatures to drop. Like, great.
temperatures to drop. Well, I mean, if you look at it, we're close to the end of September, so it is the season. So, but yeah, so we're really looking forward to an awesome weekend this weekend. Again, doing Wally and myself will be doing the Avelo instructor class, and I am super stoked about that. So that we'll be able to start teaching in house, and as well we will have our out of house instructor that will still be teaching through us. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a beautiful weekend. Temperature, water's nice. I'm gonna have to use a wetsuit this weekend. I am not looking forward to
I
that.
know, it's like I've been using my skin and it's just not wanting to put on that 5 months. I want
Yeah,
that happen.
that's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. But it is
I'm
what it
hoping to
is.
have my dry suit back here in hopefully another week.
Well, I won't have one until next year, but hey, I'll have it before the season starts. All right, guys. Well, it is that 9 o'clock hour, and as always, we have enjoyed sitting here spending a Monday evening with you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you would give a second and go ahead and subscribe to the channel, that kind of helps our viewership out, as well as it'll notify you when we come on and sit here and enjoy talking about scuba. As always, feel free to chime in on the comments when we're on. That's what we're here for. If you have questions, comments, or whatnot, even topics, we're happy to discuss, different topics that you come up with. So interact with us. That's what this is here for. So we can interact together and enjoy an hour of talking about the sport that we all love and enjoy. And with that, thank you for tuning in with us. If you're diving with us this weekend, we can't wait to see you. If you're not diving with us, we hope you have a fun, safe, and adventurous diving weekend. And we will catch you guys next week right here on our YouTube channel for Monday Night Safety Stop. Have a great week. JoJo, I'll see you on the flip side.
We are education. We teach the world's most respected system in diving.
We are exploration. We introduce millions to the underwater world.
We are community, connecting the world's largest and most active tribe of divers.
We are conservation. We create ambassadors for the preservation of our ocean planet.
We are Patty, and we are a force for good.